Is the Division of Student Affairs at Tennessee State University, and we have with us the Vice President for Student Affairs at Tennessee State University, Mr. TMartin3. And of course, Vice President Martin, before we had our break, we were talking about some of the areas in the Division of Student Affairs, and we also promised that we would like to talk about the athletic program. Yep. Let's give you an opportunity to talk about some of those other divisions, and then use the rest of this middle segment perhaps to talk about the athletic program at Tennessee State University.
I do want to mention international students and international programs. I want to mention minority affairs. I want to mention that we provide services to the disabled student, and that's an excellent program. We have an Office of Disabled Student Concerns, and there's one other area I think that perhaps I should mention, and that area, of course, deals with the with some residential concerns that we have, and so I think that's I've just about covered most of the areas.
This is a broad division, and it covers almost every aspect of student life on the university, does it not?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Very good. You know, let's look at the athletic program. I think now, is Tennessee State University unusual to have its athletic program associated with student affairs, or is that the general trend or whatever, in terms of when you meet with your other colleagues dealing with student affairs?
Oh, no, it varies on different campuses. It's very common. I understand that one time in your past history that student affairs was an area where athletics was organized. But it's a very common thing. On many campuses, athletics will answer to the area of student affairs, the division of student affairs. So it's a common thing. If you would examine the criteria with the Southern Association, you would note that athletics comes under student development services. So it's a common thing.
When you think about the academic and the athletic program at Tennessee State University, you're talking about a very, very storied kind of tradition.
Yes.
You see, and let's give you an opportunity to talk about all of your athletic programs, because we certainly don't want to discriminate against golf or against baseball and et cetera. And of course, the natural thing that we would talk about during this season certainly is your basketball program, as well as your football program and your women's track program and all of the other programs. Let's talk about it from that perspective.
Well, let me quickly mention the tremendous prominence of athletics at Tennessee State. We all know that Tennessee State has an awesome athletics history with so many winners in the Olympics, so many gold medal people, and coupled with outstanding athletes in professional sports. So we are always cognizant of that, the fact that the institution has a tremendous history in athletics as well as academics. Football, I want to start with football. It is one of the dominating sports, and basketball, we're having a tough time this year, but we believe that with a young team, that team will continue to develop, and that in due time it's going to be as good as teams in the recent past. With so many freshmen and new students, the coach has a pretty good challenge, and we all understand that. We want our fans to still come out and support these young people. They deserve fan support, and I believe we're going to get that anyway. Our track program is developing again. It looks very promising, both for men and women. We have an excellent volleyball team. As you know, volleyball is in the embryo stage of development at Tennessee State, but it's looking good. Our young ladies have begun to be competitive. Golf is coming around. It looks very good. We now have softball, and that looks promising. It's going to take a while to get it going, you see, but we think well of it. Those are the major athletic events that we have, and the major programs that we're now.
You know, Vice President Martin, quite recently, the Oilers announced that they would start a training camp at Tennessee State University, and of course, perhaps many of members of our audience might not understand exactly what that would entail, and perhaps what it really would mean to have the Oilers, the professional football team, on the campus of Tennessee State University. So let's talk about the stadium and whatever else you want to talk about with it.
Well, let me give you the status of that, because that, though we expect that to work out,
okay.
it has not been settled just yet. We've submitted a proposal to the Oilers, as I understand, like many schools have. It looks very promising. They've responded to our proposal. We expect in just a few days to have all our representatives on campus again, because we've had them there about a month ago, and our responses have been very positive. So we have reasons to believe that it's going to work out. But we've not signed a contract to this date, but we expect that, that it's going to happen, though I wouldn't want to share with you that it's a deal that's already been confirmed.
Well, now, what would you say about your athletic program and the stadium as a stadium? I mean, what's your situation in reference to
Well,
that?
it's our general belief that that stadium is going to do a lot for Tennessee State. We've shared that view from the very beginning. We believe that it's going to help football recruiting, that young men that know that they'll have an opportunity to play in a stadium with a professional team will be impressed. We believe that we'll get greater fan support, that people will want to come to a facility like that, and so we feel very positive about the opportunity to play and to share in a structure like that. And we support it, and we feel very good with the plans to do so.
And of course, the university will be somehow tied into the stadium, will it not? I mean, you will have, as an athletic program, access to the stadium.
We'll have dressing quarters, and as has been broadly publicized, the president will have a box. So, and we'll have access to the entire stadium. We'll have parking, and I think it's going to work out well for the university. That is not to say that in some distant future we'll not have our own stadium. But at this time in our history, we think the stadium is going to be good for the institution.
It'll have an impact not only upon Tennessee State University, but in the general area in terms of that stadium coming
Absolutely, absolutely.
Very good.
Just reading about the positive implications of the stadium suggests that employment will be good, and other opportunities
Very
for...
good. And we'll be back with you following this commercial break.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to break in.
Sure.
That's good. So now